So John, I believe you've been newly appointed to, what's your new official title?
Product manager for grass, yeah, for Kverneland, for the whole of Island of Ireland, yeah. So
what does that mean?
basically supporting the key account managers north and south, just working in the background, pricing, and basically just assisting the lads in the field and between the factories. So that's hopefully
You'll be busy this year with the way things are going.
Yeah, extremely busy. But look, we're not going to complain. Things have been great. So yeah. So
John, today at GRASSMEN we've teamed up along with Kverneland, and we're looking at 3 different products. But the one that you're going to talk to us a little bit about, Gary and I went off yesterday. We had our own little play on the 310R as sort of your flagship mowers.
Yep.
But we don't know an awful lot about them, even right down to numbers. So tell us a little bit about the heritage, the history, and what exactly these mowers are, because Kverneland has built their name on mowers in Ireland. There's no question about that.
Yeah, so look, I suppose the history from Kverneland is from Tariff days, the heritage there, well established. And look, behind me here is the 53 100s, with the 53 series being our butterfly, our range for the butterflies, 100 meaning the 10 metre working width of the butterflies. So we have 2 3.6 metre mowers on the rear, and then 10'6" more in the front. And our new range this year with the BX units on the back of the belts, as we call them.
BX is what
BX, sorry, that's just basically our belts. Yeah.
That's your speak.
Yes, exactly.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about the bed and the gears and a little bit of what goes into making the bed? Is it your own bed in Kverneland, or? Yeah,
fully in-house bed. Everything's made within the factory over in Denmark. So everything from the bed, the whole-way suspension, all is made within the factory, full gear-driven mowers.
I noticed in these mowers here, and we were having a play, look, it was straightforward mowing where we were yesterday. It was third cut that was starting to disappear. It had to be cut off, conditions were ideal. But we were playing about with a side shift, and then they're telescopic, so we can right out to 10.
Just 10 metres, yeah.
Yeah, and then they can come in for a little bit of an overlap, because when the going gets tough and it's a bit of a wiggle on.
Exactly, yeah.
They come in. What is the overlap on the mowers?
400 millimetres, 40 centimetres.
So that's what can be put out and in. And another lovely feature is the side shift. So if you're coming to that corner, you can move them all over in the one go.
Yeah.
Hit one button through the ISOBUS, bring it back to exactly where you had it preset, which I thought was pretty nifty.
Exactly. You were even describing it to us yourself, like just coming across the corners, the overlap, it just covers it well, exactly, yeah. But also with these mowers, we have the dual conditioner plate, which we see is unique to Kverneland. So again, it's premium, as we say, premium as standards, the tagline we go with. And so she's not just on the back of it, on the back of the conditioner plate, you can adjust to increase capacity, but also on the front of it. So you can have it intense, to condition it intensely, or if the crop is light, then you can close it up.
The belts, is there still a demand for belts?
Some lads are going with them, more lads aren't. It's all, again, it's a preference. Again, the areas is from the north to the south. We see a lot of lads down, especially down the southeast, just saving time. When conditions are good, it's all, they can use the belts there and then, and again, like we were doing here, baling straight after it.
Well, like conditions today, it doesn't need wilted.
Exactly.
It needs literally cut and baled up fast, because it's very dry. It's dry, and it's so dry that the grass is currently under stress. But that's not normal for here.
No, and that's why maybe in certain areas of the country you probably see more than others. But definitely we see a demand. But also, which is again unique to Kverneland, is we have the option of the quick coupling, of similar to a front loader of a tractor, so that you can actually decouple these belts within a matter of minutes. So that again, for weight, for diesel, for stress on the mowers and the tractor, you can detach them if you think you're going to a job that you won't need them. So they're not fixated on it.
Yeah, and I think across the range of all mowers, that's one of the negatives to belts. It is extra weight hanging really far back, and that's one of the reasons you need a big horse in the front of it.
Exactly.
What do you think of our choice of tractor on the mowers?
Yeah, we were saying that it's extremely impressive, but then again, I suppose we'd expect nothing else. But no, look, it's a serious tractor there as well, in fairness. But I'd like to think it's just as good mowers behind it, so a great combination, we think.
I think you're absolutely right, and as I say, until you get into all these sorts of different conditions, you don't know. But the impression I got, we went out yesterday, and just a couple of facts, we went out yesterday and we just knocked down 50 acres up at my cousin's, and looking back through, now it was light, not trying to, you know, just as a point of fact, that the moors seemed easy drive. They didn't seem to be putting the tractor, I mean the tractor averaged 47% of her engine load. We were able to look into the telematics over those 50 acres, and of that time she was about 2 litres per acre on fuel, 1.9 actually to be precise. Now I understand it was light conditions, and then when the going gets tough,
things will get heavier. Yeah,
things will get heavy and things will be harder to drive. But I thought that was, as the saying is, like a mouse eating paper.
Well, that's the thing, and that's the whole idea of, and the likes of this, and this is why we have Diarmid on the demo. It's one thing for us to saying it and selling it, and you know, it's great that again you could see it for yourself. So it's not just us trying to push it, that you yourself could see it, and it's great because we have belief in it. We think they're top of the range mowers, and they do what we say they do. But it's until guys get out there and see it.
But to me, Kverneland was always one of the best, and one of the original best mowers with a grouper system on a trailed mower. Now we're into the butterflies with the belt system. Have they kept that pedigree?
Yeah, look, as you said, yeah, we're very lucky with Kverneland. We have the pedigree and the heritage behind it with the belts, and especially on the trail mowers. But here we have, with the belts, we have a 4-in-1 system where we can have full spreading width with spreading vanes without any belts. We can have one belt working at a time, or we can have two wide swarts, or one big swart. So that's with the belts there, and then we can also adjust the speed of the belts. So she's auto speed from the cab, the distance that the belts are coming closer to the mower, depending on conditions. So that can be all adjusted in cab. And then also the belt boost. So when you're coming up to a headland, to give the headland a clean sweep, the belts will speed up as it's coming out of the swart, and it'll auto stop as well.
Are there smaller, lighter sets available, or is it all into the 10-metre range?
Yeah, look, as I said, this is our flagship butterfly mowers, but we also have the 5087s, which we call them. So
8.7.
8.7 metres, exactly. You're getting good. Hanging around with us too long. But no, yeah, exactly. They're our nylon conditioner butterfly mowers. Again, entry level contractor, maybe big farmer that wants to do their own. We also provide that again. So, but what we have here is the flagship set of butterflies. Yeah.
Well, look, John, thanks very much for bringing the mowers up, letting us have a wee look, and letting us get them on to the big girl. And you know, it's nice to see her not working hard but still mowing it. And like when I say it 47%, yes, it was light and all the rest of it, but that was an average speed of about 16-17k mowing once we get opened up. So like,
you were still working.
We were covering ground.
Yeah, well, no, look, absolutely, and thanks very much. Really enjoyed the day, and thanks to all the lads as well. So it was an honour to have you.
We watch the sun go down over the same old town, like so many times before. We look at the same old stars, battle the same old wars, like so many times before. And I know that we're not perfect, but I'm gonna miss all that we had. Yeah, I know that we're not perfect, but I need this night for the last time. Stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay. If you stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay. We were never meant to last, but all the fun times we had, I'll never